See what I did there with the title? Yeah, it sucks. I agree with this actually, but when am I gonna make that kind of pun again? Seriously, let's talk Hootcake on a Madolche night with noble knights. Enough said. Seriously, I don't think I can make that joke again unless I, one, run into the same deck again, or I do the same exact video over again except I talk differently or something. I don't know. But yeah, yeah, it's kind of a fun because you're thinking, what the hell is that? For people who don't know, in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy, there's more Madolche stuff. So yeah, and Madolche Hootcake just happens to be one of those cards. Now, I believe Shriek OCG had found out information about this card. We spoiled its effect or whatever, unconfirmed and stuff like that. But the Wikia, like, we have a picture of the card now. We got a picture of the card now, and I guess the confirmed effect and stuff like that. And I mean, did you expect anything less than an owl? I mean, come on, man. It's Madolche Hootcake, you know, an owl goes who or whatever. So it's like, and you know, it's kind of like a pun off of like fruitcake or a hot cake, you know, like McDonald's or something. Yeah, I can't believe I'm talking about that. I can't believe I'm actually talking about it for the first time here. Like, I never really talked about that stuff in my videos, but I mean, if you look at the picture, that's like, he's got like a hot cake on his head. Like it's either like a hat or something like that, but it's kind of cool. And he's like wearing a suit. Yeah, an owl wearing a suit. That's pretty cool, pretty classy. But anyways, I'm gonna talk about this card, Madolche Hootcake. So he is an Earth attribute monster. He is a Beast effect monster, level 3, 1500 attack and 1100 defense. And he has the whole, when this card in your possession is destroyed by your opponent's card, battle, card effect, whatever, he gets shuffled into the deck. All the Madolches do this. So yeah, if any more show up, I'm not going to read any of that stuff off. I'm just going to read what the main effects of them are. So for his main effect, you can target one you can target one monster in your graveyard. Banish that target, then special summon one Madolche monster from your deck except Madolche Hootcake. You can only use this effect of Madolche Hootcake once per turn. So right off the jump, you're thinking Messengelato that you could summon from your deck. You're right, you can summon Messengelato, and then because Hootcake just happens to be a beast, even though he's an owl and you would think he'd be a winged beast or whatever, but come on, man, Konami's pretty much just like, work with us here for the sake of the archetype. We're gonna make him a beast. And then I'm like, okay, that's cool. But yeah, that's one thing you can do. You can banish any monster in your grave, and then you can like summon Messengelato. That's like the simple thing you can do. But there are other things you can do, and I'll talk about a couple of those combos you can do. Well, here's the most simple one, and actually, I don't know if I want to talk about too many combos, but I'll talk about this one because this is probably one you're going to be using a lot, or people are going to use this a lot, I'm sure. Okay, so it basically requires you to have, if you have a Madolche in your graveyard for some reason, like if you Xyz summoned or something, or you just, maybe it was sent to the grave by like number 50 Black Shepherd Corn or something. Let's assume you have a Madolche monster in your graveyard. So what you do, you have to have Madolche Mewtwo, the cat, and then Hootcake. Use Mewtwo's effect, you normal summon him, special summon Hootcake from your hand. Then use Hootcake's effect, banish your, let's say you banish Messengelato from your graveyard. Then Hootcake lets you special summon a Madolche from your deck. You go for Messengelato, use his effect, search for a Madolche spell trap card. You're probably going to want to get Ticket because Ticket will let you special summon, of course. Or if you have or if you don't have Chateau, you get that. Something like that. So whichever one you need. But anyways, let's assume you have Chateau out. You get Ticket. You put on, you activate it. Then you overlay Hootcake and Mewtwo to make Leviair the Sea Dragon. Then you use his effect to attach Hootcake, then bring back the banished Messengelato. Now you have two Messengelatos and a Leviair the Sea Dragon. And you have a Hootcake in your graveyard that you detach for Leviair. So you overlay the two Messengelatos to make, you can make Madolche Queen Tiramisu. And then you can use her effect. You can detach any of the Messengelatos. You can put Hootcake and Messengelato back to your deck. Or if you have Chateau, you can put them in your hand. And then if you have Ticket out, you could special summon a Madolche from your deck if you want. Now, another thing you could search for with a Messengelato that's new in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy is Madolche Knights. Now, Hootcake being able to remove any monster, not just a Madolche monster, any monster. So, if you Xyz summoned, you can remove any of the Xyz that may be clogging your grave. This also allows you to use Madolche PΣΣ a lot easier now, because now you don't have to worry about her being weak and stuff like that, because you have a monster that's stuck in the grave that just won't go away. And since you're not running stuff like Avarice, you need a way to get rid of that shit without, you know, I mean, you had Madolche Lesson, but that's about it. This is much better because you could do this every turn, once per turn. Now, we're going to talk about the counter trap card that they've got. You know, similar to like T-Break, how they had like a 1 counter trap that sucks. So this one's probably going to suck too, right? Well, let's take a look at it really quick. I'm going to have the card picture, of course, show up as I'm talking about the stuff. Let's see. Madolche Knights. When a monster effect is activated, if you have no monsters in your graveyard, so this is like T-Break, except it's for monster effects, negate the activation, and if you do destroy that monster, holy crap, this actually destroys the monster. It doesn't like return the monster or anything, it negates the effect and destroys it. So it's like a freaking Gladiator Beast War Chariot. That's pretty cool. Anyways, then if you control a face-up Madolche PΣΣ, shuffle 1 random card in your opponent's hand into the deck. That's a nice bonus though. So if you run PΣΣ and you have her on the field, this is not bad either, because being able to just shuffle one opponent's card in the hand back into the deck, I mean, I guess you can use it in tandem with T-Break, because when they go activate a spell or trap, you negate it and return it to the hand, and then you blow up a card your opponent controls if you have PΣΣ out. And then you have Madolche Knights. If they try to play a monster effect, you can negate that monster's effect, destroy it, and then put a random card in their hand into the deck. So, and then they shuffle it. So, they shuffle the deck. And that's not bad, to be completely honest. Now, obviously, you have to have no monsters in your grave. But remember, Madolche Hootcake lets you remove monsters from your grave. So if you just happen to have non-Madolches that are just in the way and you need to activate your Madolche Knights, this guy can help you. Madolche Hootcake is great for that stuff. Now, I guess the question for you guys, and any of you guys who are playing Madolche right now and are finding out about this news, or may have found out from somebody else. I mean, I'm talking about it mainly because, you know, it's Madolche stuff and I want to give my thoughts on it and stuff. But I guess my question to you guys, any Madolche players out there, how many copies of Madolche Hootcake and or Madolche Knights would you run in your deck? For Madolche Knights, I would maybe run 1 or 2, because you can recycle Madolche Knights with Marmalade. You can get it to your hand with Messengelato, stuff like that. So I would run like maybe 1 or 2, and then I could take out like maybe Fiendish Chain. I mean, Fiendish Chain, you can use it anytime. You can have monsters in your grave and negate effects, but you could destroy the monster with Madolche Knights too, which is arguably much better sometimes. I mean, especially if it's like a BLS, you might want to just get rid of the freaking thing. You might want to just get rid of the thing and not just negate its effect and stop it from attacking. And as far as Hootcake, I would run maybe 1 or 2. I would not run 3 of this card, because you're not always going to have a monster to remove. Sometimes you will, other times you don't. And this is why I would think 1 or 2. Like, I mean, whenever these cards get on Dueling Network sometime, I will, of course, try them out, of course. Like, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you people will, too. A lot of you Madolche players are probably going to try them out, too, and stuff like that. Because, you know, that just tends to be the case for a lot of these cards and stuff like that. But, you know, it's like, it's kind of crazy. Like, there's been a lot of news about this stuff. There's like a lot of cards that have been revealed in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy. There's like new Fire Fist. There's like a new Mermail monster. I think her name is like Mermail Ors Abyss. Of course, like in the TCG, the Abyss part gets swapped. So it would be Mermail Abyss Ors. I guess I'll talk about her really quick, about this Mermail monster. That's the only one I think we know about right now. Oh, and the Abyss scale of whatchamajiggy key I'll have. I'm not going to talk about that. It's basically like the other two, except it can negate spell effect, and then it goes to the graveyard, as opposed to just a trap or a monster effect. So yeah, that's out of the way. Mermail Ors Abyss is a water level 3 aqua monster with 1100 attack and 1900 defense. So she's got quite the massive defense. and that's quite a big deal. I mean, you know, Thunder King can't get past her ass pretty much. Anyways, her effect is you could target one face-up Mermail monster you control. Special summon any number of level 4 or lower Mermail monsters with a total level less than or equal to that target's level from your deck, then send that target to the graveyard. You can only use the effect of Mermail, Orse Abyss, Abyss Orse, whatever, once per turn. So probably one of the best things you could do with this card is target like Abyss Megalo. Now you're going to want to do that if they go Effect Veiler on your Megalo. Like if you try to go tribute a water monster so he can attack twice and they go Veiler, well, you could definitely go for more damage. You can summon this Mermail, Abyss Orse or whatever, or Orc or whatever. You can summon her, use her effect, target Abyss Megalo, summon out as many Mermails as you can from your deck that have levels that add up or are less than Abyss Megalo being level 7. So you can summon out a level 4 and a level 3, or you can summon 2 level 3s, stuff like that, and then you send Megalo to the graveyard. Now, of course, Megalo being in the grave is okay, because sometimes you have, if you're running cards like a Mermail Abyss Goond and she gets discarded, you can bring them right back anyways. So it's a pretty nice card. I don't know if any Mermail Landing players are going to play it. I'm obviously going to try her out, of course, whenever she gets on Dueling Network, because, you know, I still like the deck, even though I think it should get hit like whenever it does. Because, I mean, I'm not going to defend the deck and say it isn't broken, but I'm going to say I don't mind trying out the new stuff, even though other Mermail players will not. Like, unless you're playing the pure build, of course. I mean, I would definitely recommend running this because you're able to swarm more monsters to the field. You can go for more Xyz plays, or you can just swing for a lot of damage and then go for a few Xyz. So this is a pretty nice card, and the artwork's pretty cool too. So, you know, I mean, again, I think they're stupid. Sometimes the Mermail Atlantean concept is crazy and should be hindered somehow, but I don't know what they could do because there's so many. I mean, a lot of the water stuff, I mean, even if it's not Mermails, there's like number, was it 45? Like, I forget his name. I think it's like Nightmare Shark or something. Yeah, there's like freaking number 45 Nightmare Shark, and he is pretty crazy too. It's like when you special summon him, you can like put like a water monster or any number of water monsters in your hand or your side of the field to him, and then you detach a material to have a water monster attack directly or something. That's so crazy. So yeah, you can kind of see where water is kind of, it's literally like a battle of fire and water because there's more fire for stuff too. But I'm not gonna really talk about those because I was mainly wanting to talk about the new Madolche cards, and just, oh my god, there's like a lot of shit that's been revealed, and there's like new prophecy stuff too. Oh, I don't know if you guys know about the card Judgment of Spellbooks or whatever. That card, you know what? I'm gonna talk about this card, Judgment of the Spellbooks. I'm gonna talk about this card because it is one of the most insane cards I've ever seen for this archetype. Anyways, Judgment of the Spellbooks. It is a quick play spell card. During the end phase of the turn you activated this card, add any number of Spellbook spell cards from your deck to your hand, except for Judgment of the Spellbooks, up to the number of spell cards that were activated this turn. Then special summon one spellcaster type monster with a level less than or equal to the number of cards that you added to your hand this way from your deck. You can only activate one of these per turn. So yeah, it's so easy too. It's so easy to do this. You know how plus you'd be with this card. Okay, for example, you go Spellbook of Secrets, get Spellbook Magician from your deck. Summon Spellbook Magician, get freaking Spellbook of the Master. Then you use Spellbook of the Master, reveal another spellbook, copy Secrets, get Divine Judgment of Spellbooks or whatever. Get this card. Then you go activate it, and then you can set a couple of cards if you have any. Then you go end your turn, you summon out, let's say you add like Secrets, Power, Tower or something. Power and Tower. I rhymed, yay! But anyways, you can get like Secrets, Tower, whatever. You get 3 to your hand. Then you summon Justice from your deck. Then, since it's still the end phase, you can activate her effect, get like High Priestess and another spellbook. So, you know how that's annoying as hell. That is so broken. Like if Prophecy wasn't broken, this is what it makes them broken. I don't know what Konami was thinking. The OCC's getting it whenever it's in Lord of the Tachyon Galaxy and stuff like that, and when I saw this, I was scared as shit. Like, I'm not kidding, this shit was insane. And this was just because, like, I don't know what they were thinking. Oh, but man, I'm just gonna stop right there. Holy crap, this is a long video, but then again, the duel itself was pretty long because it was a 3-game match, and yeah, it was obviously a match. 2 out of 3. We did 3 games, and oh my god, shit went nuts. I'm not gonna lie, and I did mess up a couple times, but hey, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Sometimes we screw up. But anyways, leave me your thoughts about the new Madolche cards and all the new Lord of the Tachyon stuff that's been revealed. There's like new Harpy cards. There's like Harpy Dancer. Yeah, Harpy Dancer. I don't know what they were thinking. But yeah, there's stuff like that. And I'll leave a link to the page in the description so you guys can check them all out and leave your thoughts about them. Maybe you can tell me like what's your favorite card of the set or something. So yeah. Anyways, till next time, I will be peacing out. Bye-bye.